thank you everybody for meeting in person for the first time so that we can have a face-to-face kickoff, get to know each other a bit formally before we meet virtually over the next few meetings. John, I don't know if you've met Christina. Christina, John.
Hi Christina,
hello.
Nice to meet you. We worked together on a couple of projects virtually. This is the first time we got to meet face to face.
Oh great, so I'm glad that you guys finally have had the opportunity to meet face to face.
Good to meet face to face.
Absolutely.
Excellent. I sent out the agenda last week. I hope you guys all received a copy.
We did.
So the purpose of, or the objective of today's meeting is to share effective teamwork strategies and to develop 10 common norms. So hopefully we could just kind of like throw some of these out that we want to make sure that we're agreeing to for our upcoming teamwork sessions together. I'll start, which I think that a real important one is effective listening. So do you think you guys agree? Effective listening?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Important.
Okay. Christina, how do you feel? What do you think some norms that we should have during our teamwork sessions?
I would say that clear communication is very important when working in a team.
Great idea, Christina. I think that that's excellent. So we'll have effective listening and we'll have clear communication. Let's see. Can we think of anything else?
I also think that when communicating, it's important to not speak over other team members when they're talking.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I like that one.
Okay. So don't speak over the other person, whoever's speaking at that time.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I think depending on the length of the meeting, if we do have breaks, make it clear that people should return on time so we don't delay the meeting, it doesn't run over, or we don't run out of time.
Yes. Plus that's costly for the company as
Right.
well. I think that's a great idea.
Agreed.
I also like limiting or eliminating any sidebar conversations, so we can focus on who's speaking, what the content of what they're saying,
Yes.
and not have to worry about listening to 3 other people talking on the side of the table.
It's distracting.
Yeah.
Very distracting when people do that, and that wastes time as well. So I agree with that.
I absolutely agree. That can be a huge time waster once you add up all those little 3-minute conversations.
That's right.
Right, they're fun, but you should probably stay away from them. So one of the other ones that I would think is also very important is to meet deadlines. So when you're expected to complete a task, try to have it done by the time that you're supposed to have it done. And if you're not able to make sure that you ask the rest of the team for help.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And to communicate that too, to let them know where you're at if you're struggling.
Yes.
I think also considering everyone's opinions if we're making decisions.
Yep, that's a good one.
I like that one too. Okay. All right, so that gives us 7. So effective listening, clear communication, don't speak over the other person, return from breaks on time, no sidebar conversations, meet deadlines, consider everyone's opinion. One of the other ones that I think is important too is don't dominate the conversation. You know how sometimes you get into a meeting and there's always that one person that just doesn't let anybody else talk,
Yep.
and their idea is always the best.
Yeah.
So how about?
I like that. It gives everyone a chance to voice their opinions and their concerns, and drive the conversation forward. So I like that idea. I know I've been to a lot of meetings where that doesn't always happen.
Yes.
Sometimes someone just dominates the whole conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
And the other team members seem to shut down,
they do.
and it's not productive.
Yes, I agree. And they feel like they're not heard. Okay. So we'll add that one to the list. Don't dominate the conversation.
I also think coming to consensus on a decision, so we don't repeat the same meeting over and over again,
Yes.
is important. So I'd like to include that as well.
Agreed.
Love that. Excellent.
I also think too, it's important to, if you don't always agree with the team, it's fine to voice that, but it's also more productive to provide more information behind what it is that you're not agreeing with, so some
Mhm.
sort of justification.
To provide justification. Yes, I agree with that. I just want to make sure though too that like you feel comfortable to throw something out there. Sometimes we don't know everything on a specific topic, so
Mhm.
even if you think, gee, maybe, I might just wanna throw something out and say, I can't justify it, but I think you should, if you can justify it, but if you can't, but you still wanna throw it out, to feel comfortable enough to give your input as well,
Yeah, that makes sense.
so.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You agree?
Mhm.
Okay, alright. So I think that that's our list of 10. Does anybody else have any other challenging ideas that they would like to add?
Well, I think in terms of process is maybe, since this is a virtual team, that we have frequent touch bases. We can do a chat or start a blog where everyone contribute comments or work through email
Mm-hmm.
as an option.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think we should also plan on maybe doing that on a daily basis, just to touch base through any of those channels that works best for us.
Okay.
I think a high-touch environment when you're working virtually is a great idea. So I think we should definitely add that to the list. I think because we already have our 10 here, maybe what we could do is tweak up number 6, cause we have meet deadlines and ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
And what this kinda tells me is that we're gonna get closer to our deadline as long as we're in constant communication with each other. And that also allows us the opportunity to ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
So if we add that, to number 6, that, to include like a weekly conference and a daily chat conversation,
Mm-hmm.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
add that here, okay, so
I like
I will
that.
add that to this one, number 6. And let's see. So we need to talk about who will facilitate, the upcoming sessions. We have 2 more sessions. So I don't know who wants to facilitate next week's
So
meeting.
I propose that we meet on the same day and time, so
Mhm.
I'm open to facilitating next Wednesday at 1, if that time works for you.
Guys?
It works for me.
That's perfect. So next Wednesday is March 13th.
Great,
At 1:00, and Christina will facilitate the next meeting?
that's right.
Okay. And John, will you be okay to facilitate the following meeting?
Sure,
Alright,
be happy to.
and would you like to, so we just meet on Wednesdays then, going forward for
Yep.
our weekly meeting?
That sounds good.
Alright, excellent. So basically, just to kinda summarize, Christina, you'll be facilitating next week's meeting, Wednesday at 1.
Yep.
John, you'll facilitate the following week.
Okay.
We'll be looking forward then for an agenda,
Yep.
from you.
Mm-hmm.
I will set up, chat sessions, and send out invitations for a conference call. I have everybody's emails.
Great.
So we can go ahead and do that. And does anybody have any other questions or anything that they would like to add?
I think this was very productive.
Yep, I agree.
Okay, excellent. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.